called Purple Files. As we lay in green pastures and rest beside the still waters, we fail to see that this cup is running over. Fail to see the water rising past ankles to knees, or to hear that desperate scream of the drowning. It is far more comforting for us to all believe that they are all just hydrophobic. Society's response to their cries is to create systems, be it foster, educational, or prison, cleverly disguised as helping hands reaching out to muddy water populations, offering salvation while all the while refusing to get dirty, flirting with the illusion of unity while systematically avoiding issues plaguing low-income communities. See, I see that disparity. Watch Purple Files grow from infancy to teen, change to Manila, trade in their lives for orange jumpsuits or army green, it seems.
Oh. Get on us. No.
Okay.
Oh man.
We're
gonna drop the pen.
Somebody says
I'm gonna record it.
Wait.
Oh my God.
You are doing so.
I'm gonna record it.
Listen what somebody said. You're doing Sonia, Amina, June, and all of them.
Oh, Ashe. Thank you so much. Ashe. I'm gonna record it.
We're gonna edit this, and I want the recording of it so I can add it to it because.
Perfect. I'll do the recording today.
Yeah, fire. I
don't know. I was talking a lot of stuff before, but I don't know. I ain't touching that. That was like next level.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sorry for the tech problems, but I'll work it out.
So let me say this. Let me just jump in and say, and this is what I mean when I say everything's cultural, right? Yeah. You go into any classroom in the city, any classroom in the country, and you come in and greet students with that.
Yeah. It's done. And I'm here, like
3-4 minutes.
And I'm just one person in our own community. That's what I'm saying. We don't need nobody. We got us. I'm an island girl. I'm free. I'm enjoying the beaches. None. Right? So what happens? Is that me? Am I depressed? No, I'm experiencing depression. I'm experiencing anxiety. I'm experiencing trauma. But I am not trauma.
So basically we have to homeschool, you're saying.
I would say we can't, we don't have to. Mm-hmm. We can create schools and models of community schools that work for us. But if we take it off the table immediately, we're limiting the framework with which how do we create a community school that has the benefits of homeschooling? How do we, we can just, it doesn't have to be this or that. It could be, that's a very Western model, right? This or that. It could be this and that.
Into the queue. Monique, how are you?
Hello, hi everyone. I hope all is well. I know we are in certain times, but like I said, control what we can control, which is tuning in to programs like this so we can all work together and figure out how we can, navigate this uncertain time. So always special shout out to our essential workers, which I include administrators, schools, parents, everyone. We're all essential, but we need to stay home, right, with our essential work. So some updates. So I know probably Mr. Patterson will go on. Wait, first, isn't it National Principals Day? Have to give a shout out to our principals.
To lead, we can count on them to lead in good times, troubling times. So shout out to all the principals out there who do phenomenal work.
Okay, so we know DOE they gave out over 250,000 iPads. So they should have like 50,000 left. So still, if you need an iPad, please fill it out. Tell your parents or parents online, please fill it out. The grading policy, I know you're going to probably go into that more. I know I've been speaking to a lot of principals, administrators, a little bit frustrating because they came up with their own policies, right? They weren't told that there was going to be some kind of uniform policy. So, the principals proactive, trying to do what they got to do, and then their grading policy is no longer valid. So that just came out by the mayor.
Right. Well, first off, I always take my hat off to educators and parents as well, especially at a time like this. There is a beautiful poem called I Ain't Got No Pencil. If you don't know it, please look it up. It basically chronicles the life of a child who is going through so much in his personal life, and then the teacher gets angry with him because he doesn't have any pencil. That basically is exactly what it is that we are doing right now as educators, as parents, as people who are overwhelmed by this corona situation, juggling so many different things. So I have to tell you that you guys are doing a phenomenal job. Do not concentrate on performance at this point in time. We are going through an unprecedented thing right now. So don't concentrate on performance, and don't think and get yourself esteem from the performance in terms of, am I educating my child in the same way that a teacher would, who's got paid and not paid, but went to school for so many years in order for them to do what it is that they're doing.
Just dropped this. This just came out. I actually think it's a resolution to the best possible scenario. It actually works in favor of the vast majority of students out there. Basically, what he's saying is there are no, listen, people have to understand, we just took 1.1 million kids and changed the way that they've been educated for their whole lives. So now, how do we grade this? He actually took the onus. When I say he, I mean the chancellor. It's my opinion that this is nothing but that will benefit our students. So basically what he's saying is, you know, the majority of the students, as long as they're getting their work done, as long as they're logging in, they're going to pass. Those students are going to pass. He asked, written within the manual, and I'm going to just read directly from it. I know time is limited, so I'm going to make it quick. But he starts off with the communication that was sent out telling staff members, it says grading policy flexibilities, student access to devices. You must take into consideration whether a student, so just because the student may not have done well, you have to determine their internet, their device. If they have 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 brothers and sisters, take that into account and be patient. Expectations for due date, submissions of late work. You must adjust your deadlines to take that into consideration. The way in which assignments are scored. So he's really asking staff members to be extremely, extremely forgiving.
Steps. What you just did was house music. You did double step. I'm gonna give you my little 1, 2, oh man in the club. You know what I'm saying? With the 1, 2, type piece. This is it goes like this, right?
Yes.
This is school, the killing fields, where they kill the love of learning in our children for real. Your child is smart when he's born, but by the 3rd grade, he don't want to learn no more. Upset and confused, you know something's wrong, but keep your head up, mommy, and stay strong. He's not crazy. He's under attack. He's a natural born leader, and they scared of that. They call him aggressive. Get the medication. You listen to what they say, you'll need medication for your depression and not standing up. For God's given blessing, he helped you raise up. He raised his hand, but not picked on. So class becomes boring. He begins to yawn. He starts to talk to his friends, Michael and Tyree. And mommy, that's when the teacher notices me. Scream. And yes, I get scared. I don't want to go back. Do I got to go back there? I told her I want to be a lawyer when I grow up. She said I'm a better janitor, clean up that throw up. This is school, the killing fields, where they kill the love of learning in our children for real. Every time a good principal comes, whether male or female, few years they're done. If they care about the school and community, somehow they're going to get rid of you and me. So now most principals are scared, you see. What happened to Mr. B could happen to me. I got this career, I make decent money, but I'm powerless to change this mess, not happy. Because I'm looking at children who look like me, mental change around their brain still in slavery. And God forbid I teach them their history, the police will knock at my door to arrest me. Do you think that it's a conspiracy? Then how come the rate is high in our community? This is school, the killing fields, dumb down education, send them black kids to jail. Yeah, send them Latino kids to jail and them Asian kids too. What the hell? To the poor white kids, we ain't forget about you. Prison making private money. This is true. So this is school. The killing fields. Kill them all off. Kill them all off. That's my. I gave you a lay, George. There you can go. This is space between.
I thought I heard George open up a piece of paper. George, did you open up some paper? Did you open a piece of paper, George? Did you
we created social distancing here. Social distancing between the poles.
That's right. I got something. I got a little something.
Okay, come on.
All right, check it. We lose our homes through gentrification. That's when they raise the property value, increase the appreciation. A modern day urban renewal recreation. But home is the foundation of the family operation. Strong home, strong families, strong education. That's how we build a strong population. But they don't want us strong. They want extermination. Remove us with tactics like mass incarceration. They remove the Indians, put them on reservations. Peep the analogy, the correlation. The hood is a modern day slave plantation. God bless America. What a nation. There ain't no more standards or expectations. Just inflation for the poor, but tax breaks for corporations. Trump said send back the Haitians and the people from them African stations. Government shutdowns over deportation. 70 years after Brown versus Board, no integration. Mandatory prison sentence, no litigation. Kill Martin, Malcolm, and Marcus. Assassination. Denied business loans without justification. There's an undeclared war on us, no declaration. And you wonder why there ain't no wealth accumulation? You wonder why we have poor race relations? You wonder why the youngins is wildin' filled with frustration? The system ain't broke, it's in rotation. We the victim of capitalization.
Thank you.
Tell us your podcast again, please.
It's Shaping the Shift Podcast, and you can find it all through my website, TheaMonyee.com.
TheaMonyee.com. How about that, bro?
Yo. That was straight liberation right there. I mean, for the time that y'all was going it, I forgot where I was. I was just transformed. I'm dead serious here. I mean, there was no pandemic. There was no crisis. There was nothing. I'm just sitting there listening to y'all go in and the flow of ideas and everything else. And this is exactly what we are talking about, is how that connection happens. See, Albert Einstein said that if you can't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, when we put our children in these schools where people don't understand us, then this is exactly what it is that we get. We speak a language that is known unto all of us, and we're not even aware of the communication that's taking place. This speaks to our soul and exactly who we are. So all of this stuff was straight. Oh my gosh, I'm so uplifted over here. You know, and I'm sure everybody else who's watching can see and feel, because we all speak the same language. But that language is not spoken in most of the schools. It's usually a dumbed down approach. It's a sit down. It's a be quiet. It's don't disturb what I have to give, because what you are offering is not acceptable. So it's important for us to take our children and place them in these environments. I'm going to give you guys a garden metaphor. There are perennials which come up every year, and then there's annuals. Okay, perennials come up every year. So after the season goes, the perennial comes back year after year. An annual only comes up once a year. But the reason why an annual is because it's placed outside of its environment. If you take an annual and put it in its natural environment, it becomes a perennial. So if you take a plant from Florida and bring it up here to New York, it dies after the year because it's not used to the conditions of New York. It's a foreign place for it. This natural environment is the heat and the sun and everything else. But if you take that same annual and place it back in Florida, it'll come back year after year. because that's its natural environment. That's what we're doing with our children, is we're taking them out of their natural environment and making them annual somewhere else when they should be perennials in their natural environment.